breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. This one's about the ex-attorney of Lil Woody in the YSL Young Thug trial and how he tried to save Lil Woody and keep him out of harm's way by not flipping to the other side and being a rat bastard. But this is how it play out. I'm gonna play this tape so you understand how they be tricking the people, how they work the people, and how they play these games. So sit back. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you subscribe, hit the notification button. If you just subscribe and hit the notification button. Let's keep this thing moving. All right. All right, so now this is the prison cell. This is where they try to put Lil Woody so you understand, right? This is not just a regular cell. This is the cell in the ADX Supermax. So Lil Woody, be careful, big bro. You know what I mean? Young Thug, Young and A's, you know, Lil Durk, all of y'all, they trying to put you in these cells, and I'm trying to prevent that. So I'm gonna break down this Lil Woody's ex-attorney, breaking down how he told the man to continue to exercise his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent and shut the F up, but he chose to try and roll the dice with the devil. All right? Now, so we're going to play this tape. Listen to this. I'm going to narrate it so you can see what's going on. All right?
Agreements between Mr. Copeland and yourself in the district attorney's office, because you obviously got him not to be charged. That's a bad way of saying it, but you obviously did someone did something that he's not charged in this case.
I would honestly say that may not have been due to anything that I did or said necessarily. That I think was an internal decision from the DA's office.
All right, now, I'd like to show you what I marked, and I just want this for the record, and I marked.
You know what he said? He said that was an executive decision based on the DA's office. So in other words, Lil Woody told him a bunch of information that the DA felt that they could use. So therefore, the lawyer ain't had to do nothing. The DA said this dude is a treasure trove of information, and we could lock 100 black men up just with this one man named Lil Woody. So we're not even going to charge him with the case. So the lawyer's like, yo, I didn't do nothing spectacular. He talked himself into that deal by inserting himself in the YSL trial by talking as much as he did. Not to disrespect them, but just to show the younger people that this is when cooperating goes wrong. Right now, I've been watching Lil Woody on YouTube. I think he's funny, you know, and I love his interviews because he already admit to his wrongs and he take responsibility for breaking weak. And he even told you youngins watching this, you don't know what you'll do until you put in that situation. I was put in that situation, and I chose to do the opposite, Lil Woody. Not to say I'm bigger than you or whatever, but just letting it be known because I don't want nobody to take this the wrong way. This is a learning tutorial for the youngins. I chose to stand 10 toes down. I wound up taking my life plus 20, fighting it for 26 years, you know, getting it, you know, where they released me. And that's how I chose to deal with it. But you, however, you chose to try and roll the dice with the devil. I'd rather depend on God releasing me from prison than trusting the devil to release me from prison. Because the devil is going to use you as far as they can, chew you up and then spit you out, my brother. You youngins listening so you understand. When you go into these white people courtroom, they're going to chew you up and spit you out and throw you right back with the wolves where you at. When this is all over, Miss Love, right? Miss Love and the Miss Simone Hilton or whatever, they already praying, you understand, that they get a conviction or, you know, hoping that the feds come pick it up so they could lock Lil Woody's ass up with Young Thug and then put them both in the same prison and tell them to survive. Because this is the games they play. That's why I say, right, let's ride. That's why I say, like the FBG Duck killers, the Folio killers, all of them beefing with each other now on the street, can't live together in a free society. They all right now, they put them in prison. They're going to have to live with the very ops they were shooting at, and then they're going to find out who the real ops is when you're on the street. Only when you're on the street, the government is the ops. So I'm not promoting that, but I'm just letting you know how your mentality have to be when you're on the street. So hopefully you youngins don't want to choose to be on the street, because you know that mentality is twisted. Where you look at the police as the ops. The same way you're trying to sell drugs around the police, you're not going to do this with the police, you're not going to trust the police, is the same way when you get in trouble from doing these criminal behaviors, you don't call the police. But anyway, let me ride back to Lil Woody. Now, Lil Woody sat there, his lawyer tried to get him to not, well, he said he wasn't going to testify because the lawyer obviously explained to him, look, man, right? You're a black man walking in these people's courtroom, they're going to eat you alive. You're not going to survive in it. You know what I mean? You said you're going to plead the fifth, stick with it. I'm not going to represent you if you're going to take the stand. Now, this is what he said. See, I'm breaking this case down. He's saying that I'm not going to represent you if you're going to take the stand, Woody. Because if you take the stand, anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law, and you should have definitely been watching the unique Mecca audio videos on YouTube telling you how to deal with this type of thing, so it would have hopefully prevented you from being in this situation. But then the lawyer said, but I wouldn't be getting that little bag from you. You know what I mean? So that's how it is. Everything is one hand wash the other, everybody working together. Let's finish this joint here, man. Then I'm going to get back to that.
Marked it number 1, Mr. Williams, and can you announce it just so the court, and we're going to give all this to the court, what this is, if you recognize it,
Sure.
And then go to number 2, 3. But for people looking on, just announce it by the title, if you don't mind. If you don't recognize it, please say that as well.
I recognize this. This is an email I sent to Ms. Love.
Email he sent to Ms. Love.
From the DA's office, yourself and Mr. Short, dated June the 6th, 2024 at 4:31 p.m. You want me to read it or?
Sure.
Says, good afternoon. All it has come to my attention that the Fulton County District Attorney's Office has questioned my client, Kenneth Copeland, without my knowledge or consent. Please be advised that my client does not wish to speak with any member of the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, nor any law enforcement officer from this point forward. My client will assert his privilege under the
That's way too fast for the court reporter to.
See, it's about way too fast. You know this. It's just standard procedures, Mr. Judge Whitaker. You know what I mean? He's reading it, letting it be known that he sent an email to Miss Love saying that my client is not going to be a rat bastard. Go find somebody else to go try and nibble off her and offer your cheese. But my client, Mr. Copeland, is not going to be your rat bastard in a YSL case. Is the email that his lawyer sent to Miss Love. Now let's see how this email that he played, telling, Miss Love, from Woody telling him, I'm no rat bastard. But then here it goes. Let's play it forward.
Take down.
You with me? Law enforcement, nor any law enforcement officer from this point forward. My client will assert his privilege under the Fifth Amendment tomorrow and will not testify. Thank you, John Melnick.
Okay.
You see, he sent Miss Love a letter saying, my client will not be your rat bastard tomorrow. You know what I mean? And this is what Miss Love did. You know what I mean? She totally ignored it. But check it out.
On the 6th, and you made it clear, to your knowledge, was there any type of immunity agreement whatsoever in place? Use immunity, transactional immunity, any type of agreement?
There was no response from the district attorney's office to this email to me. So I was not aware
Never
of
responded.
Any offer of immunity to Mr. Copeland at that time.
Did you personally know that if Mr. Copeland testified?
You know what he said? He said that he didn't know nothing about an offer of immunity. This is the main thing, the immunity. So you understand, immunity means that they won't prosecute you, you know what I mean, for anything that you say on the stand. They had little Woody going up there to be a rat bastard without any protection, and his lawyers trying to protect him, and he went against his lawyer thinking that, him and the devil is cool because they was in a couple of interrogation rooms, a number of interrogation rooms, going back and forth, and then now here he comes, you know what I mean? And he think that they're buddies, and he could go in the courtroom, and he could just say, I'm pleading the fifth. No, all the crap they let you get away with in the interrogation room when they was trying to get you to flip and become the rat bastard that they presented you to be on national TV, right? It's just a game. They didn't care about you, Woody. You youngins, listen, they don't care about you. They get you in the back and they tell you anything you want to hear. They even get you fried chicken. You know what I mean? Kentucky Geno's fried chicken. They ain't even got Geno's anymore. But you know what I mean? They get you fried chicken. They even get you steak if you want. Just keep yapping. And after you're done, then they kick you back to the wolves and send you with the rest. Now, this is where they're talking about, did he get any type of immunity? Now, the lawyer's going to break down about how Lil Woody is leaving himself open to be, pay attention, to be prosecuted in the feds or the state. Pay attention. And remember the feds. I'm going to get back to that.
At this trial without some sort of protection. By protection, I mean whatever type of immunity, that he could be making statements that would incriminate himself.
Yes.
No statute of limitations ran. He could be charged.
I can't say that with absolute.
See, no statute of
Okay, well,
limitation
we're
charge
dealing
where
with
they're
a bunch
talking
of
about to
lawyers, so I think
prosecute
Mr.
Lil Woody
Melnick can
further
handle
from
it.
the
I'm going to
testimony.
overrule that.
I can't say with absolute certainty that I investigated it to the point where I would know whether the statute of limitations would have run or not.
About federal crimes for gun offenses.
No, as far as I know, again, I didn't do extensive research into it, but it's my understanding that it would not have run in terms of the federal statute. And Mr. Copeland, of course, has been charged previously and convicted in U.S. District Court. So once the feds have their eyes on you, they have their eyes on you.
You heard that? Mr. Cole's been charged in the district court, you know what I mean? And when the feds got their eye on you, they got their eye on you. That's the whole point. Listen, man, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, right? I have Young Thug beating his trial, whether they give it a mistrial or the jury find him guilty if it ever gets to the end, right? But the sad part is these devils don't play. And you rat bastards say what you want to say about what I'm getting ready to say, but I gotta wake my people up so they know the real. Could you believe that after Young Thug go through this whole trial proceeding with his co-defendants, that he could be acquitted in the state level, and then the feds pick it up and bring him to trial all over again, and it's legal under their constitution that they manipulated to take the minorities off the street, and you are the minorities on the street that they feel are in the way. I'm giving y'all some jewels, man. That's why the Cash App on the screen, man. Make sure you hit the logo, say it was created in 2020. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit the notification button. If you're already subscribed, hit the notification button. But don't forget the Cash App is on the screen, because y'all getting life-saving jewels right now. After Young Thug beat this 2-year trial, because it's already been 18 months, the feds is free to come pick up the case and charge him again with RICO in the feds, because the feds is a different jurisdiction than the state. Let me run that back and take it for a ride so you understand. You know how the state of Colorado, marijuana was legal first. You know what I mean? When they first made marijuana legal in America. Marijuana was legal in the state of Colorado, but on a federal level, it was illegal. So the state issued the license and the feds supersede the state. So the feds tried to come in and get their thing until they figured out how to put a cut. You know what I mean? How to get their cut out of it. You know what I mean? So they said, nah, y'all ain't gonna get all the money in the state taxes. If not, I'm gonna lock y'all up because it's legal on the federal level and the feds is bigger than the state. So therefore, either y'all shut this down over here, look at the camera, or y'all cut me in. And they got cut in the marijuana business on the state and the federal level. Do you know that when you sell marijuana that the government gets, like the government and the state, the taxes you pay on marijuana is like 75 cents on a dollar. You make 25 cents off of every dollar you make and give the government 75 cents off of every dollar, and you're the one putting in the work, and they sitting back reaping the benefits 3 times over you. And do you know that all the people that I've met, including myself, that was locked up for marijuana, and many is still there, serving life sentence for marijuana that's now legal, the very architects of that bill, you know what I mean, refuse to change it or to release our people after they have now made it legal to sell marijuana. We're selling marijuana legally in the free world, and you got men locked up for life for selling marijuana in the free world because it happened then. They say the new law was not retroactive. Retroactive means go back to the beginning of time. The same way these hats is retro, it go back to the beginning of time was wearing them with the drop top BMWs back in the 80s. Retroactive. See, I give y'all jewels real creative so you remember it. They say the marijuana joint wasn't retroactive, so therefore the ones that were charged with marijuana before we made it legal, there ain't nothing we could do about it. And that's how serious this is, you know? So now, you know, let me finish playing this, man, so I can move on with this, man. I think I might be giving y'all too much.
And how about as a co-defendant in this case being indicted later? And is statute of limitations barred to that?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't know with absolute certainty.
Okay. Were you concerned that if he testified when you wrote this email, that when you just announced that Mr. Williams, number one, that he could be facing criminal liability?
I absolutely was.
All right.
You hear that? Lil Woody's lawyer was concerned about, nigga, if you get on the stand, they're going to charge your ass and you're looking at being criminally liable. That's what his lawyer was worried about. But Lil Woody felt like he could go in there and talk his way out of it, where his lawyer even said, I think he told the chick, Bumpers, yo, I need you to go in here, but if you go in here and he agreed to testify, tell him that you ain't got nothing to do with him, that you fired, he fired, you something. Just get the hell out of there if that nigga get on the stand, because it's going to be chaotic, and he going to open himself up to crazy, crazy counts for violating the law, for everything that he say, because they playing games with the immunity. Anything he say, first of all, the feds could use it. The only reason they didn't charge him for it in the state level in this YSL trial, because he had them convinced that he was cool. Lil Woody fooled them. Round of applause to Woody for fooling the government. Round of applause to Lil Woody for fooling the Fulton County DA's office to thinking that he was going to go up there and work with them all the way. You know what I mean? But he gave them so much information, that's why I got the indictment going, get the things going, everything got moving, and then now all of a sudden it's moving. Now he want to back out of it, and now some people say, well, he blew the trial up, so he shouldn't be considered as a rat bastard. No, from he sat on the stand, just the facts, Woody. Not trying to disrespect you, but I gotta let the youth know. From you sit on the stand and get in the bed with the devil, you a rat bastard. There's nothing you can do to come out of it. Not that you didn't like what they did, not that they locked up your mama, not that they killed your pet monkey Bubbles, not that they kidnapped your granddaughter's goldfish, and she really loved the goldfish. Under no circumstances do you tell you niggas know that before you get into the game, but when you get caught up in these people's courtroom and you try and make it justify to be making it fit yourselves so that you can explain and justify why you became a rat bastard. And that's why I despise you. But I don't really have too much against Woody, because Woody's came straight out and said, man, yeah, I told, man. See, when a man tell you, he told him, you know, let you know who he is, you got to believe him. Woody said, man, I told, man, y'all wouldn't know how to deal with it until you was in the situation I was in. I was scared shitless, Woody told him. He looked at the camera and told you, he said, I was scared to death. You niggas wouldn't know what to do or what you're going to do until you wound up in that situation. I wound up in that situation, and, man, I folded. You got to respect him for being honest. And that's why I want you youngins to watch this, so you don't have to get your card pulled for trying to be something that you're not, because it's not worth it to be on the street breaking the law, sitting in jail for life plus 20 like me, serving 26 years where you don't even know your children. Your daughter was 18 months when you went to jail. You come out and now she's 27 going on 28. You don't know this woman and you looking at like, who the hell are you? And she's looking at you like, who the hell are you? You better not say nothing trying to tell me how to live my life after you've been gone 27 years. My daughter didn't verbally say that, but that's what her accent said, and this is what I'm trying to prevent y'all from going down that path to have to deal with the crap that I dealt with when my daughter sat there and her accent said, nigga, I don't know you. You can't say nothing to me. I'm going to do what I want to do because my mama is my daddy. That's what her accent said. I don't want you to be in that situation that I'm in. That's why I'm showing this video and letting you know when ratting goes wrong. The best way for to not go wrong and to not rat is to don't get involved with the street. It's not hard. Charleston White said it. Just walk away. just walk away from the street. If you choose to stay in the street, I'm giving you the code so you see how ugly it is. So don't get mad when people come on YouTube and then call you the rat bastard that you became when you know by telling you a rat. That's all I'm saying. If you ratted and you a man, just say, man, I'm a man, I ratted because I couldn't take the heat, so I said hell out of that and I pulled my comrade in the kitchen. That's all you gotta say, Mr. Rat. But don't take away a man's right to decide or choose if he want to deal with you or not. Everyone don't eat cheese, my trigger. Let's stop it. Let's play the rest of this, man.
Is that the reason you wrote that email?
Among other things, but that is one reason why I wrote the email.
Was there anything in your mind at the time of sending it that was suspicious or clandestine or by CCing the Honorable Maxwell Shard or myself on that email?
Not at all. I thought everybody had a right to know.
Okay. And everybody being?
Everybody from the prosecution and the defense team.
Okay.
He sent them a letter, let them know
Your Honor, for the
Woody ain't
admission, Mr.
testifying. That's my
Williams,
client.
for
But
purposes
Woody
of this hearing.
violated that. That's what he's talking about right now.
Can I just get clarification as to which of the emails we don't have the number is?
See, now they're admitting the emails in the evidence, showing that,
Clarify.
June
Woody's
6,
lawyer
2024,
told him from June 6, 2024, 4:31 p.m. that he told him, fall back. You know what I mean? He sent the email to them, letting them know the same thing he told the prosecutor that his client ain't gonna be no rat bastard in this.
I don't remember seeing it.
So is there a response on there on Williams 1?
There will be, Your Honor.
Okay,
Not
so
on this
that
one,
is
this one.
then, for purposes of the record, the one that does not have the response on it.
Okay.
Now watch how Miss whatever her name, Love.
Okay, so here's the response.
Here go Miss Love response.
Is it a part of Williams 1?
No, it's not.
Okay, so I assume Mr. Steele might ask
He
you about
responds
the next
separately.
one. Go
No.
ahead.
And that is, I'd like to show you what's in front of you, Mr. Williams, exhibit number 2 for purposes of today's hearing, okay?
Yes.
Tell us, take your time and look at it, tell us if you can identify it, if it's true and accurate for what it appears to be.
I hope this is from I think exclusively from Ms. Hilton to me.
But do you recognize it?
I do, I
Miss
recognize.
Hilton sent this
Yes.
later, email.
Okay. Your Honor, I move for purposes of this hearing, Mr. Williams, number 2, after you identify it so everyone knows what you're looking for.
June 6, 2024, 4:57 p.m. I hope good as addressed to me. Good afternoon. I hope all is well. In our conversations with Mr. Copeland, he advised that you were not his attorney and he had not spoken with you. However, if you are asserting that you are his attorney, we will cease communication, but your client is under subpoena and is expected to be here at 8:30 a.m. It is our understanding that your client does not have transportation, so we're planning to pick him up. So please make sure that he is present so we do not have to take any further action if he fails to appear for his subpoena. Thank you and have a great evening. And then it's from Ms. Hilton.
Did you hear that? Miss Hilton actually wrote the lawyer and said, he told him that my lawyer don't wish to testify for you. He don't wish to be a rat bastard anymore. You know what I mean? And so, don't contact my client anymore. He's not going to testify in your trial. And then she sent him a response back in a whole nother email like, screw what you said. He's a rat bastard. He's been working with me, and this is what it is. So she sends him an email saying, well, your client has been subpoenaed to come to court, and, it's my understanding he might not have a ride. Like, chick, didn't you hear him say that? He ain't testifying. She ignored it and said, man, I know Lil Woody is the rat. He's testifying. So she sends a lawyer a letter saying, man, this is what it is. Tell him to bring his ass over here. You know what I mean? If not, I got a ride. I'll send somebody to pick him up and make sure he come there because he know I ain't playing. And then Woody looking at it like, man, damn, this chick serious. So let me go down there. And the lawyer said, dude, don't go down there. If you go down there, you're going to get trapped up. His lawyer told him, don't go. If you go, you're going to get trapped up. But Lil Woody said, man, screw that. I'm going anyway. Lil Woody go down there. The lawyer said, man, don't go. He sends another lawyer down there. The chick Bumpus, he tell Bumpus, you get down there. If he say that he's going to be a rat bastard, you run like hell and get out of Dodge and tell that nigga to fire you or tell him that you fired or tell him you resigned, but get the hell out of there. If his dumb ass going to think he going to get up there on the stand against these prosecutors, even though they blacks, you know what I mean? But they was trained by whites, you know what I mean? And they're outsmart his little black ass. You know what I mean? So Bumpers go there and she thinking it's a game. She a part of the trial. She's in the mix of everything. No disrespect to her. But see, Sally Daggle's in there and she's sitting there, and from looking at her testimony yesterday that I might do a response on, she sat there and the judge said to her, didn't you know it was an ex parte meeting? She said, no. He said, how you didn't know? He said, what the lawyers there? With the DAs there? Said, yeah, was you there? Said, yeah, it was in the judge's chambers? Yeah. So, you didn't know it was an ex parte? She said, no, it was a meeting. So then the judge said, okay, if you want to call it a meeting, but in the back of her mind, she know in the record she going to put down, this chick knew that it was a goddamn ex parte. Because she's saying she a lawyer. She's saying she's smart enough, so she's supposed to know this. That's how they were looking at it, Ms. Bumpers. And it's not the disrespect, you're just breaking it down, that they really trying to screw you real bad. Don't be surprised, Ms. Bumpers, if they try and figure out a way to put you on the next indictment that's coming down from the feds. Because that's how they work. You know what I mean? They might try and get you for tampering with evidence, and then you're doing your YouTube thing, so they watching that. Everything come out your mouth is going to be like you understand. So right now wouldn't be the time to do the YouTube, but you chose to do it. Just like Woody, anything y'all say, because I even heard you say on the YouTube the other day, and it's documented because these are recorded videos, where you said that it wasn't the whole transcript from the hearing, and then you go in the courtroom, and, first you say that, and then you come back off it, and they play these games with you to get this tug of war, and sister, I don't want them to get you. That's why I'm trying to give you these jewels. I reached out to you in your inbox so I can let you know, stop talking. But I guess, like Marinick said, people just want to talk, so they don't listen to people that give them good advice. They listen to people that give them the advice that they want to hear. So if you want to hear the advice to keep doing your YouTube, keep talking reckless, that's on you. But the real advice is the same thing I told Jaguar, right? You know what I mean? Watch what you say, because the powers that be might not be ready to let go of one of the people that Miss Jaguar is speaking about, and may decide to put their weight behind that person and then make her crash out. And right now she's doing good because she's very entertaining. I watch her join as well. These people is playing chess, so y'all need to learn how to play chess, man. All right?
Did you respond to that email? And if yes, is it on Mr. Williams number 2? And what does it say in time and date?
It is. I did respond.
This is response. Listen.
It's dated June 6th at 5:47 p.m. Again, with CCs to everybody in the case. I have been Mr. Copeland's attorney. He tells me that he repeatedly told you that told you that when you were questioning him. I also spoke with Don Geary extensively about Mr. Copeland when he was assigned to this case, and I spoke with Ms. Love.
Slow down.
I spoke with Ms. Love early in the process, around the time jury selection was beginning. I have a plea with Judge Carnicel tomorrow at 9 o'clock, and I will come to the courtroom as soon as I am done.
Is everything that you responded about being Mr. Copeland's lawyer for purposes of this case true?
Yes.
Okay. And the court already admitted number 2. If you could go to number 3.
Well, no, I haven't.
Oh, I'm sorry. I moved for the admission of Mr. Williams number 2.
It's admitted.
Admitted.
And
Then
that
why'd
one
you say
contains
that?
both
That's the
Ms.
power trip.
Hilton's response and then Mr. Melnick's response back that he just read. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
That's admitted.
Okay.
Now, Exhibit 3.
This is a repeat, some withdrawn. Okay. Okay, if we go to Mr. Williams number 3, can you take a look at this and tell us whether you recognize it, and if yes?
Now, listen to this. Y'all got to pay attention.
We just have what that is, and we don't have numbers on it, but I could just have what it is that you're even tendering.
I don't know. I don't know how many things you got handed, but Mr. Melnick's about to describe it.
It's dated June 7th, 2024, 11:52 a.m. It's from me to Ms. Hilton and Ms. Love. The first sentence says, here is a communication between myself and Ms. Love, which pertains directly to the YSL case. And it's a forwarded message from a number of people, including myself and your case manager, Sheila Rosser, dated March the 3rd of 2023. And it's from Ms. Love, stating, good morning, Ms. Rosser. State asks that the defendant be required to sign the conditions in front of a notary or a sheriff's official so that we can enforce the conditions upon his release, since he was not apprised by the court in person. And I'm sorry, that is in reference to two bond orders, I believe, that I had prepared and presented to the court in reference to Mr. Copeland's case that was pending before you in 2023. That is an email dated Thursday, March 2nd, 2023 at 4:42 p.m. And this is just a chain of emails related to the bond order for Mr. Copeland's case in 2023.
All right, and you're forwarding that in June of 2024 to say, see, you knew at some point I was representing him. Okay.
That's correct, Judge.
Because they trying to say that he wasn't representing him, that he didn't have a right to say it on his way. They thinking that the prosecution going to try and go.
One portion of the chain that you just.
So is this is a continuation? Yes. Great. Okay. There's more to it, Ms. Love.
Is it a 3-page document?
It appears to be. I think it appears to be a 3-page document. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Do you need me to? I don't need to read all of this.
No, I don't think so.
We move for the admission of Mr. Williams, number 3, for purposes of today's hearing.
It's admitted.
Why did you, Mr. Melnick, why did you send this to the district attorney's office on June 7th, 2024, 11:52 a.m.?
Because of what they claim to be the confusion as to whether or not I was representing Mr. Copeland for purposes of his being a witness.
He covered his ass, letting him know I'm his attorney.
Demonstrate that I did in fact represent him and that they knew I represented him.
And were there conversations that you represented Mr. Copeland for the witness in the YSL case during that time?
Yes, there were.
And who did you speak with?
Ms. Love.
Okay. And you're responding to Mr. Williams, number 2, that's already in evidence?
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, I move for the admission of Mr. Williams, number 3. It is a 3-page document.
It's admitted.
And I'm going to mark this as Mr. Williams, number 4.
All right. So we've been on here long enough with that, just so you understand what's going on. Lil Woody's lawyer tried to tell him, yo, don't go in there. If you go in there, they're going to roast you. He still went in there anyway. When he went in there, they wanted to roast him, and he told him, I told you so. And then Lil Woody comes back now. He got his ass burnt, and he's sitting here running around on YouTube making a bunch of videos, having a ball, entertaining Unique Mecca Audio and everybody else that watch. And now he has to still go back and get on the stand or plead the fifth and finally listen to what Mr. Melnick said. Put it in the comments. How many of y'all think he's going to listen to Mr. Melnick right now? I think he's going to listen to Mr. Melnick because he tried not to testify, but he tried to outsmart them when all he had to do was say, man, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? Make sure if you subscribe, you hit the notification bell. Hit the notification bell if you subscribe. Please, Lloyd, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Hit the like button. The book is The Raw in Harlem at rawinharlem.com. rawinharlem.com, the same name as the book. This is how we do it. It's like we're selling something on an auction block because this is what we do uptown. You know what I mean? Just like the Jocelyn. All right, let's keep this thing moving just so that y'all understand that we love you, we appreciate you, and we only come here to try and enlighten you, not to belittle anyone, but I just make light of certain things. Lil Woody, you already know, son.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. Moving Get it live like 2 G's in the drop top beat. She was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in Uptown. Baby horn Uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in Uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So